We start with a look at how the City of Bellevue is working with EarthCorps to restore an important stream habitat, as we'll explain, it's hard work that will yield some tremendous results for our environment.
Lower Newport Creek is like a lot of urban streams. Trees have been cut down and replaced with roads and parking lots, sidewalks, and rooftops and driveways. The rain that once soaked into the ground now runs off much more quickly. Subsequently, the banks have started to erode and there's more sediment that's carried on downstream. What this project is doing is installing wood structures in the creek to help stabilize the stream bank and try to keep the bed in place, help reduce the amount of sediment that's carried downstream, to reduce the amount of erosion and create additional fish habitat in the process. Lower Newport Creek is a fairly remote stream, and traditionally the way a project like this would be constructed is with some heavy equipment. Equipment needs access roads. So in order to build access roads, you need to cut trees down, and there's an impact related to that.
1, 2, 3, hit.
This year, the City of Bellevue is trying a new approach to stream restoration through an agreement with EarthCorps. EarthCorps is a nonprofit agency that trains young people in environmental skills. They're comprised of AmeriCorps volunteers and other volunteers from around the world. They are training their volunteers to do stream restoration, and we're providing Lower Newport Creek as the venue for them to do that training. It's a really great win-win situation for the City of Bellevue, because we're getting this great stream restoration project at the same time as enabling EarthCorps to train its volunteers in these environmental skills.
I think the experience here will be so useful when I go back home in Ghana. Yeah.
EarthCorps crews have carried in 300 logs by hand. They were unloaded at several locations and carried in by hand from those locations. They're working with our consultants, Natural Systems Design, who are helping guide them about where and how to place the wood. The wood's placed along the banks to provide roughness, which slows down the water as it goes by, and to physically protect the vulnerable bank. After the structure's finished, we go through and pin all the logs together so that they stay in place. It's like a log jam, like the trees just fell in the woods, but they've actually been placed here very carefully. We've created pools here, pool habitat, which are places where the fish can rest and find cover on their way upstream. But you look at all these logs around me and you think that they must have hired a bunch of brutes to carry in all this wood. But you look at the crews, they're men and women in all different shapes and sizes from all different parts of the world, and it's just so great seeing them work together to accomplish this project. Because it's not only building the stream, it's building community. In addition to the logs, we're putting this coconut fiber mat to hold the soil in place, and we'll be coming back later this fall to do some additional planting native vegetation that does well in this kind of riparian environment. This project is almost complete now, and it's creating great habitat, it stabilizes stream banks, and it's going to be here for a long time. In a couple years, you'll be able to walk up this creek and hardly tell that there ever was a project. As the vegetation grows up around them, it's going to look just like a stream would in a very natural environment.
Next, police forensics technician Sean